Man, it is really happening. So, in these last 3 weeks, I have flown back to California 3 separate times. This is the Denver airport, okay? This airport is packed normally. Normally, I can never find. I love parking in the U section, the UU section. Why? Because you're immediately picked up in the very beginning because it is freaking cold out here in Denver, Colorado, and I can normally never find parking, okay? And I can now go all the way up to the very front and find parking, and you can just see how many cars are not here. It's just, and this is a matter of days of this entire, look, right there in the very front, I just, boom, right there in front, boom, there is the bus right there. That's exactly what I'm describing. Anyone out there in Colorado or that doesn't know this, do not take my secret, okay? I'm just so blown away by how much the entire economy is just, it really is completely just de-escalating. I know it looks like there's a lot, but there's not. I mean, there's just completely, and this is a matter of just days. We're going to be going through a butterfly effect, and if anyone doesn't comprehend what the butterfly effect is,
Wait! What are you buying retail for? Become a member and go direct to the manufacturer, as low as $50 a month. Learn more below. Don't worry, you're not going to get the coronavirus. We're practicing social distance. This is the internet.
the butterfly effect is basically where a small situation ends up creating a massive hurricane across the world, and that's what basically we're experiencing at this point right now. Is there's a massive hysteria, fear of getting sick, basically, and it's blown up. And of course, I understand people are dying, yada yada, but you got to understand there are older people dying. They would have died anyways if they would have slipped and fall, got sick, or any of it. And we got to realize too, there's things we can do to prevent this, or just go into the sickness being healthy. And this is why I always tell my dad, don't sterilize yourself from the environment. That's just going to make you worse. Go outside, get sun. Don't be around sick people, of course, but at the same time too, though, if you do get sick, prior to getting sick, be hydrated, eat good food. Just don't eat ice cream, just be thoughtful around your decisions through this whole process. And just understand, because of this mass hysteria, there's no big deal that everyone goes home, but the problem is that our economy cannot handle these massive changes really quickly. We only have a few days of food in the economy. We only have 30 days of medicine in the economy on pharmaceuticals. If anyone, I used to be part of the 212th Pararescue up in Anchorage, Alaska. I was a paramedic. I got the opportunity to experience people on heavy drugs and falling off heavy drugs, pharmaceutical side, suicides, shotguns to the face, stabbings. I've done a 16-hour surgery, sewed up a guy's liver when he was stabbed. I have done so many different things dealing with medicine, and when I go into a scene and someone's hanging himself because they fell off their meds because they couldn't get their meds, it makes me really concerned, because we only have a month supply in the system, and if everyone's going to the pharmaceutical pharmacy and getting their meds, it's cleaning the whole system out, guys. Okay, it's not as bad as what you think it is, but we're making it a lot worse through this hysteria by this, and it's going to create a butterfly effect, and it's just starting. And I'm so blown away that how fast everything's slowing down in a matter of just days. A lot of people right now they're not, I don't want to say they're freaking out, but it hasn't really set in yet, and you can tell it always takes a few days. And they're guaranteeing me pretty much they're going to keep the airlines open, but what's happening is they're recommending an economic shutdown, and we were talking about just that a little bit earlier, a butterfly effect. What will that actually do? What happens to people that don't have an income coming in during this time? And obviously everyone's thinking, okay, this is going to be better hopefully in 3 months, 4 months, but I'm really thinking this is going to not be back to some level of normalcy within 6 to 9 months. Realistically, I thought this was going to go down back in between 2009 and 2011, and it didn't happen. And I went heavy into everything that you could possibly go, from food, security, investment, just splitting it up. Who knows what the hell's going to happen, and it's just it blows my mind. Just the possibility of getting sick ended up is what's the cause, the factor, and it's really interesting too because I think that they've been marketing and pitching the multiple things, to distract us from what's actually a pandemic in our society, which is the pedophiles. When I go back to think about the Jeffrey Epstein stuff that's happening right now, and the war, and just all the global elites, all that stuff, banking system, all that stuff's coming out, and I just wonder why is the news even being allowed to create a mass hysteria on this situation. I do understand that they are, the news has never really reported anything in the past. Why are they making the effort to report something now? I take these types of things into consideration. When I was in the military, there was a school I went to called SEER School, and it teaches you about everything from terrorism to kidnapping to propaganda, and how our governments use propaganda in different ways. And when I got out of that school, I came out and I was just like, whoa, they are using all these techniques on us, and it's called marketing. I've come to the realization that when something's happening on the left hand, telling us, hey, look over here, what's actually happening on the right hand. And with this whole stuff that's happening on the global elites, with the pedophiles, with corruption, with banking, and they're in control of the mass media. So if they wanted us to be distracted, and nothing's really been distracting anyone from the Jeffrey Epstein stuff and from the bank, it's only just still coming out in the news all the way across the board. It's always a topic of conversation, and nothing was really diverting it from that topic of conversation, because it was exposing a lot of global elites.
Once again, despite US plans for a huge financial aid package to counter the economic impact of the coronavirus, the talk is of $1 trillion of support for different parts of the US economy. There are tough new restrictions imposed in many places to try to hold back the virus, with countries from South Korea to South Africa introducing limits on travel.